So the Phoenix Suns narrow down their head coach list to Nick Nurse, former NBA champion with the Toronto Raptors in 2019, Frank Vogel in 2020 with the Los Angeles Lakers, Doc Rivers back in 2008 with the Boston Celtics, and Jordi Fernandez, who I believe is with the Sacramento Kings right now. I'm actually a very big fan of Jordi Fernandez, and Kevin Young, who's been considered a wonderkin by many people. I think he's the youngest candidate here. I just want to make sure with Jordi Fernandez. I really like Jordi Fernandez. Have I told you about him before? I did a little research. He's from Spain, like full-on Spaniard. He's 40 years old. He's the assistant coach to the Nigerian national team, and he's second in command for the Sacramento Kings. Like, he's boys with Mike Brown. But he's from Spain, went to University of Barcelona. And listen to this. He has a degree, in sports sciences, and he's one academic article away from getting a PhD in sports psychology. He has multiple theses on the observation of human behavior, and he co-authored academic article titled "Identifying and Analyzing the Construction and Effectiveness of Offensive Plays in Basketball by Using Systematic Observation." I fucking love Jordi Fernandez. Is that kind of cool?
Yeah.
Jordi Fernandez, if you're going to give out of Jordi Fernandez and Kevin Young, if you're going to give a guy who never had a head coaching job before, I'm going Jordi Fernandez because the guy's a fucking doctor.
Yeah. I wonder what he looks like.
Yeah, he's Spanish. He's black. He's light skin.
Is he former NBA?
No, he played college ball, but he's from Spain. He played basketball in Spain.
Yeah.
He's from Spain.
For some, that can be where they get you.
But all the articles saying he should be a head coach. I really like Jordi Fernandez since the head coaching stuff started. He's been a name that's been popping up here and there for every other team, and I really have looked at it. Kevin Young's been with the Suns. He's been called a wonderkin, You know what I mean? So people are saying he's the next Will Hardy.
Yeah.
I personally would never.
True. Will Hardy did a phenomenal job.
Doc Rivers coached two of my teams. I would never hire Doc Rivers at this point, unless he wanted to be a consultant or a senior advisor.
Yeah, I don't know if he should be the new Mark Jackson, but
or he should be Dwayne Casey for a rebuilding team.
I'd be pretty hesitant. He's just. It's just sorry the way he's gone out the last 3 years. Specifically.
Oh my God! When did Nick join? Nick, when did you join? How long had you been waiting? But no,
3 days.
3 days. No, but on a real note, who do you think out of these 5 candidates do you think is the best?
Well, Nick Nurse. You're getting me a nice sell on Jordi Fernandez. He sounds like somebody who would be on Around the Horn every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And
I actually still like Around the Horn. It's not bad.
I'm not sold on the host anymore, but I'd still watch it.
I don't watch it sitting down. I watch the clips now. But when I was younger, I used to watch Around the Horn. You know what I mean? I watched
clips Around the Horn.
No, on YouTube when they put the 5-10 minute clips on YouTube of a segment.
Yeah.
And if the segment thumbnail and everything. Yeah. I don't sit and watch fucking sports television.
I love sitting down and watch sports television. But
I mean, granted, this is what I'm trying to do is you know what I mean? But
it's just Skip and Shane and give me stability.
Right, but go back to let's go back.
I mean, it's Nick Nurse.
It's got to be Nick
Fernandez,
Nurse.
A little bit risque. I think it might be too risque with Kevin Durant and Kevin Bleepin Durant and Devin Booker. I just think that might be it might be another.
Steve
things. Nash was so successful in his.
I heard his interview, Steve Nash with the Raptors, and he's Canada's legend. We'll talk about that in a second. If Doc Rivers gets a head coach job with the Suns, he'll be with Chris Paul again. And Nadet says Nurse is going to Bucks. I was listening to, during my drive, I listened to multiple podcasts, and one of the podcasts they mentioned, they're expect 1 or 2 candidates that you expect to get hired, say no to all the jobs and pull a Quinn Snyder. and just be the number one candidate. They'd rather be the big fish next year because there's musical chairs going on right now. Okay, is what the podcast was saying. These NBA journalists, and they're saying it's musical chairs, so you're going to just see all these coaches just switch places. But one or two of these coaches probably going to want to pull a Quinn, and they're just going to wait till like a contender or somebody fires their coaches midseason or fire their coach at the end of the season next year, where they can get like, the Quinn Snyder thing where they get top dollar and they get roster control.
Damn, is that really what they want that badly? I get it, but
think about Scott Brooks did it.
It's
a lot of Frank Vogel did it. A lot of coaches are taking the year off approach. Take a year off, go.
I don't think a lot of these are voluntarily taking a year off.
It's voluntary in the sense that the offers they got were from shit teams and they want to coach contenders. So
Milwaukee is Milwaukee a contender? Is Phoenix a contender?
I'm just saying, like, let's say these jobs get filled up, okay, and Doc or somebody or Nick Nurse or Monty is looking, and the last job available is the Pistons and the Raptors, and they're just like,
I don't want to live in Toronto.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, and I'm not saying that like Toronto's a bad place, but like, let's say that's what Monty says, and he's like, I'm just gonna take the year off, go visit training camps, help out other coaches around the league, just get more knowledge, get different perspectives, and come back, or just bullshit and pull who's the coach for the Dallas Cowboys? He said he watched a bunch of film, and like he said,
McCarthy.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy. He said he told Jerry Jones he spent the whole year watching film, and then in his introductory press conference, I told my Jerry that I watched a bunch of film. I didn't do shit, something like that in his press conference, like that during his interview before he got hired. But like a lot of these coaches are like taking the year off so they can go to the college game, go overseas, like.
Yeah, I just don't think I think there's enough jobs open in this market right now that like enough attractive jobs, and especially after the Celtics fired Joe Mazzulla in the coming days.
Well, that won't happen because the greatest comeback in NBA sports history